What's up, guys? It's Jamey. Welcome back. It's been a little bit since I've done a video. I had moved and there's a whole lot going on, so I apologize for the delay, but I've got an exciting video for you today. I've been using the Apple leather case for my iPhone 12 Pro for a while, and one of the things that I've noticed is that it's kind of different. I haven't seen this in other leather cases that I've used before from Apple, but like the color is starting to remove around the edges, and it's not like patina. It seems like the Baltic blue color is just fading away, and it's just creating like this black coloring onto the bottom of it on the around like the edges, which I think is very weird. I've actually seen this also in the saddle brown color. I thought it was like initial marks of like patina, but I just think it's the color wearing away. So one of the things that I want to do was check out a clear case. I've never been a clear case person for my iPhone. I've typically just been like the Apple leather or silicone cases. So the clear case world is very different to me. So what I decided to do was I went to the store and I literally bought every single clear case that they had in the store to just get a feel for which one I think is better in terms of overall fit, finish, feel, look. So because I don't have any experience with any of them, I thought it'd be a good idea to just try them all out and see which one I like the best. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'll unbox each of these, I'll throw them on the phone, and I'll give you guys my overall thoughts and opinions on each of them. As always, when you're watching today's video, if you could just help out the channel, show your support by giving a quick like, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Alright, so first I'll run through and tell you each of the cases that we're going to be looking at today and the cost. So first one, OtterBox Symmetry. This is $49.99. So this, as well as the Apple clear case, are the two most expensive. Next is just an Insignia, very inexpensive $19.99 case. This pivot case for $34.99. Never heard of this before. Spec, their clear case, I think this came in at $28.99. We have the Apple case for $49.99. And then the last case is this Tech 21 Evo Clear case, and this one was $32.99. So the first case we're going to take a look at is the clear case from OtterBox. As I mentioned, this as well as the Apple case are both $49.99. This talks about having, I don't know, it's a drop plus 3 times tested to military standard. I don't really know what that means. I know that OtterBox is always considered like a very, rugged, tough case. So let's see how it holds up. So here's a look at the case. It's pretty substantial. They call it an ultra thin design. I think maybe it's ultra thin in regard to like other OtterBox cases. I wouldn't call this ultra thin by any means, but it seems very like sturdy. You have like hard plastic here with a little bit more of a softer kind of plastic on the sides. It seems like the hard plastic on the back will then like transition to more of a softer, malleable material on the sides. It does feel nice. Like one of the things that I don't like is that you get like a case and already seems to have like smudging and scratches on it, which kind of, takes away from the overall experience. I'm sure you can clean that off, but it's still not ideal. You do have minimal branding on this case. The only part is there's just a hit of, it says OtterBox right here, but that's about it. It's a little thicker than what I would like. I think the buttons feel good. There's enough of a lip around the edging to where that feels nice. I think one area that's kind of odd is just how the cutout is for the silent vibrate. It's like off-centered, so you have more opening on the upper portion of the cutout. So the on-off or the vibrate silent switch isn't centered in the cutout. All the other cutouts seem fine. I think it's just more so that they want to make sure you can get a fingertip width in here. and they can't have the cutout like impede with the volume rocker buttons. It's a good case. It's just a little, to me, it's I don't have to compare it to my leather case, but it seems a little bit thicker, and I understand that's what they're trying to go for, like more protection. I do like the ability to just see the back. I think I have to clean this a little bit. It just looks a little muted. Also, I think that the sides have a little bit of a texture on them, and what that does, it kind of minimizes the shininess of the stainless steel sides, which is one of the things that I really like about the silver case. All right, next up, let's take a look at this Insignia case. I mean, this is a very cheap option compared to everything else that's out there at $19.99. Granted, I'm sure you can go on Amazon and find some cases for like $5, but let's take a look at this guy. Okay, so right off the bat, I will say this does not feel as substantial or as sturdy. There's a lot more flex in this when I compare it to the OtterBox case, like even like down here. You can see that thin portion, like that's just moving all over the place. One thing I do like though is that it's just clean. It's just clean and simple. Looks a little bit less bulky than the OtterBox case. Probably not as durable. For $20, like this is more of what I'm wanting for like a clear case. I don't want like a clear, like I'm going clear because I want it to be less bulky. I want it to show the slimness. I want it to show the colors, show the shine of the stainless steel on the back. And that's what this case does. Like it's probably not as durable or shockproof as the OtterBox case. But right off the bat, like I like the thinness of it. And for $20, I mean, where are you going? Like the buttons feel fine. A long-term durability with this, I'm not entirely sure how well it's gonna look. And you can see on the bottom here, like the cutouts aren't as clean as what you're gonna see on the OtterBox case. But like you see how you can see, like I get to see what the shiny stainless steel sides look like. I think when you have like a lower price point, you have lower expectations. And this is surprisingly nice. Next up, we have the Evo Clear case from Tech 21. This case was $32.99. They talk about it being totally transparent, scratch resistant, the self-healing design of this case. I don't know how that's possible. It's built-in hygienic protection. Well, let's see what it looks like. So right off the bat, one of the things that I don't automatically like is just, you can tell it has like this bluish hue to it on the sides with like this more plastic material. It's definitely more in line with the OtterBox case in terms of like thickness and durability. But yeah, I just don't, I kind of, it says it's completely clear and transparent, but this is obviously, it has a hue to it. It's a little bit more muted. One hit of Tech 21 on the side right here. Other than that, no branding. It has a good feel to it. It's almost like a mixture between the OtterBox case and the Insignia case that I just had, where it's a little bit more bulky than the Insignia case, but it has like the thickness of the OtterBox on the sides here. I don't like when the sides aren't completely clear and it mutes the shininess of the stainless steel. Also has like a really huge bump out. So the bump out for the case on the back for around the camera is huge. I don't know if you can tell on camera here, but it is very substantial. The buttons feel really nice. You can see the cutout on this one. It's a little bit more centered with the vibrate switch. Cutouts down on the bottom look really nice. I just don't like the look when they don't go completely clear on the sides, because it really takes away, especially on the silver, from that shininess. And it honestly, it has like a weird effect on the corners. On each of the corners, it almost makes it look like wrinkled. Next up is the Spec Presidio Perfect Clear Case. This case has like an interesting thing on the back here. It talks about there's a lifetime warranty against yellowing. They say they guarantee there won't be any yellowing on this case. I don't know if that's a huge issue with clear cases. I don't know how you can really warranty that. I'm sure there's probably certain loopholes, but that's kind of nice to know. One thing right off the bat that I don't like is they've got this little spec logo embedded into the case. I'm not a fan of that at all. So you have a hit of branding here, as well as it says spec down here. It's interesting. It seems like the trend that's going on with a lot of these cases is just putting more of like a dulled effect on the sides, which I really don't like. The other thing that's interesting is on the volume rocker, there's like some sort of pattern. There's like letters and numbers on here, as well as on the power sign, which is a very, very odd thing. So they have a patent number for their buttons on each of the buttons, which just, I mean, that's great that you have a patent. I just don't know. It takes away from the cleanliness and the sleekness of the case by putting random numbers across the buttons. I'm not gonna lie, when I put this in, it's some of them are starting to kind of blur between one another. The only one that really sticks out from a difference is the Insignia one, and then the OtterBox one, just because it's a little bit bigger. But I will say, like, these buttons feel the worst out of each of them that I've tried. Like, these volume rocker buttons, when you push these things, it feels like mush. It is a terrible, terrible feeling. The power button's not bad, but these volume rocker buttons, just not great. Next up, we have the clear case from Apple. This does have the MagSafe capability. I don't really care much about MagSafe just because I don't really use any MagSafe accessories right now. It is an added benefit that they come with their cases. Let's take a look. Right off the bat, like, I just hate this thing. Just get rid of that, make it a much more cleaner case. I get it if you use MagSafe and you want that. For me, I want a nice clean looking case. This thing on the back is just odd to me. Another thing I didn't realize is that on these cases, unlike the silicone and the leather case, the bottom cutout isn't complete. So that's similar to the cases that they had on the 11, where this was open. I don't like that. I mean, that exposes you to just more potential risk if you drop your phone. This case feels nice. I do like that, they went with fully clear sides. Feels great. Feels well built. It is sturdy. I think I might have just cracked it there. But this, I don't think I can get over that. But let's pop the phone on and see what it looks like. So this is more so when I think about a clear case, this is the design that I like. Granted, some people might be against it. They want more protection, but I just like slim, clean, clear lines. Apple, like, when you look at their cutout, like the cutouts here, the button cutouts, it's just clean. They just do it the best. There is no branding. The buttons feel good. There's enough of a lip on the sides here, but it's not too much. I do think that this is a huge omission. I would like to have this fully complete on the bottom. Keeping that open really does worry me. And then just this thing in the back, I don't like it at all. I get it from a capability standpoint. I don't use the capability, so having this random thing on the back and then also have to pay for it, that's like an issue for me. Take $10 off, $15 off, make it a normal clear case with this overall design, complete it on the bottom, remove this crap on the back, and I'm sold. And the last case that we have is from Pivot. It's the Aspect Clear Case. Looks like they're trying to go on the more environmental route with the branding and messaging for this case. This one was $34.99, so let's take a look. somewhat similar to some of the other cases that we've seen out there. It's a little bit more slim. It's slim, kind of like the Apple case, but then it also does have like this more muted plastic color on the sides. It has a little hit of pivot here, which I hate. They also went with a little bit more of a different on the bottom here. Just this little aspect here has a different color. So when you pop this in, see, I like how slim this is. It's similar to the Apple case in terms of like thickness. I don't like how they mute the sides because the plastic isn't fully clear on the sides like it is in the back. The cutouts look good. The buttons feel pretty good on this case as well. I don't want pivot there, and then just make the sides more clear. And I think it would be a great case. One thing I think is very evident when you have all the cases lined up like this next to each other is that all clear cases are not created equally. Like, clear does not mean clear for every manufacturer. When you take a look at this Tech 21 case versus the Apple case, this has such like a bluish hue. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera. Also, when you look at like the Pivot case next to it, it's a much more darker color than the clear case here. The big surprise for me out of all of these, I think, is this case from Insignia at $19.99. Like, this does what I'm looking for from a clear case. I wish that the Apple case was more like this. I wish that they had a complete bottom and just removed this case, removed the MagSafe capability. And in my mind, it would be a perfect clear case from what I'm looking for in my use case. So after looking at each of these clear cases, I'm surprised by the fact that the one that I like the most is the cheapest from Insignia. I didn't even know that they made cases. So the $19.99 case from Insignia is my favorite case out of all of these that are out there. I think that I do really like the look and the overall fit and finish of the Apple case, but my big issue with it is that I don't use MagSafe, so I don't want this look on the back. Also, I don't want to have to pay for MagSafe, something that I don't utilize. And then I think the biggest misstep is just this cutout on the bottom. I don't like the fact that this isn't complete on the bottom. It really kind of exposes you to potential risk if you do drop the phone. It makes you taking the phone in and out of the case a lot easier, which is helpful. But I think that the overall risk of having that exposed is an issue for me. So out of all of these, I would take this Insignia case. I think all the other cases, they're a little bit too bulky for me, like this OtterBox case. I understand what they're going for here. This is not the use that I need. I just want a nice, clean, slim, clear case. I can pop it on and off whenever I'm looking for that look. This thickness is not something that I need. It's very difficult to put on and off. I also don't like how they have this more kind of blurrier plastic sides. It seems like all the other cases are doing that. I just want a fully clear finish on the back and the sides. So these are definitely out for me. But yeah, the winner is this $19.99 case from Insignia. If you guys have any suggestions for other clear cases I should check out, please comment below. Like I said, I'm not well versed on the options that are out there from a clear case perspective, so I'd love to hear from you about them. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will catch you on the next one.